Let's close out the show with some WNBA stuff, some NBA stuff from our good friend. He's a seasoned basketball bettor. You've seen him on Circle Back live on the Monday show, and seems like he's doing okay. Maybe he's a little hungry after watching that GRP video. Kirk, how's it going?
Going good. I'm starving.
You're starving. I'm starving. I'm starving for picks. So let's talk a little bit about that. No, I'm kidding. I actually am a little hungry though after watching that video. Kirk, before we get started, number one, make sure you're on the right microphone input because it sounds like you might be off. Number two,
got it.
Sorry, take your time. Quick thoughts on. I texted you about this. The Nafessa Collier calling out the WNBA brass. You know, she gave a 5-minute exit interview, basically calling everyone out, saying that we have the worst leadership in the world, probably has the worst leadership in sports. Give me something spicy. What do you make of this? Is this like a bad look for the WNBA in terms of the players calling out the brass and the referees? Is this a bad look on the WNBA organization itself for not responding to their players? Or is this just like a bad look on everyone? What do you make of this?
First off, how's my audio?
It's fine. We'll just dig through it.
We're dealing with it.
Yeah,
my fucking computer, when I'm on before, looks good. When I come on the show, for whatever reason, it always fucks up.
It's fine.
But I don't think it's bad luck for the players at all, if I'm being honest. I think it's a horrible look for the league. Nafessa Collier is, as we'd say in the sports world, or in the sports betting world, sharp. Like, she's just really fucking on it. She started her own league that seems to be doing very well. This was very premeditated and something that was very much built up. So I think that they went to a lot of options before this. I've been saying this, and I said this to you. I think it's hard to know because I'm not in those conversations, so I don't know anything about the WNBA commissioner, like, personally. But I'm pretty confident that if they were willing to go to this, it's really bad. So I think it's a bad look for the commissioner. She's going to get fired, I think. But I back Nafessa.
All right. Love it. Back fee here. As majority of people are, and I think rightfully so, because it's just sad to see all these players getting hurt. Like, there should be a better pipeline for referees. I don't know how they're not getting guys from the NBA to ref the games. Anyways.
Yeah. I think also a big thing is that in the NBA, each ref gets rated after each game. There's no accountability like that in the WNBA. Look, to be fair, the WNBA is a much smaller league. They have a much smaller budget. I imagine that's a pretty expensive endeavor. But that being said, I think it's been a complaint for a long time amongst players, and it just sounds like they don't really deal with it at all. So it makes sense to me that the frustration high, the CBA negotiations are bad. The thing I really hope is that there's not a lockout, but I think it's very live that there will be a lockout next season.
All right, hopefully we can get Fanduel to post a prop on that. Speaking of Fanduel, we have a WNBA Finals. Quickly, what did you make of that Aces Fever game? I know you wanted the Fever to win a little bit there. I know you didn't really have a bet on it because I asked you for one yesterday. How did you make of that end of that game? Anywhere you saw anything that you saw went wrong for the Fever? I know Aaliyah Boston maybe fouling out might have hurt them in overtime. Didn't really make sense to me why they didn't try and keep the final possession of that game when they went for a quick 2 to tie the game. Anyways, any thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I do agree with you in terms of that final possession. The only thing is Asia went for that steal. So when you're in that spot and it's a 5-on-4, like, I totally understand Odyssey Sims going for that shot, despite, they were so undermanned. That's really what went wrong. Aaliyah Boston fouled out, and Kelsey Mitchell had that really tough cramping issue, it looked like, and was out for the game. It was really brutal. So I tweeted this. It was one of the guttiest performances I've ever seen from a team. It was just unbelievably impressive. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Felt like Vegas would just pull away and Indy just never would give up. Man, it would be nice if Indy won that game for me, but just because Pheonix would be priced like minus 800 in the finals versus like plus 108, it's at Fanduel. But Yeah, it was an unbelievable watch, and I'm excited for the finals.
All right, let's talk about the finals then. Aces right now minus 126 to win the finals. Like you mentioned, Mercury plus 108. If we take a look at the first game, Aces are at home, minus 3.5 point favorites. Slight juice towards the Mercury, though, at the plus 3.5. Totals at 159.5, juiced over. Give me a breakdown of this series, and give me a breakdown of this. Let's break down the series first, then we can break down this first game.
Absolutely. So it's a very, very interesting WNBA finals. I would say we don't have, an amazing feel for either of these teams like you normally would for two finals teams. Vegas for the first half of the season was really bad. They were like 500, nearly out of the playoffs. They lost by 50 to Minnesota and then ripped off a 16-game winning streak where Asia was just by far the best player in the world. And then now they've played pretty weak competition in the playoffs. Seattle was a good team who just never really materialized all year. And then they played the Fever without Caitlin, without so many depth pieces, with a lot of WNBA journeymen. To be fair to that Fever team, they did beat Atlanta, who was another good team. But, Vegas was very close to being eliminated. Teams had the ball in their hands in both series to eliminate this team. Like Seattle missed a shot to win the series, and Indy, like we talked about, could have taken a last shot three to win that series. So it's hard for me to really upgrade this Vegas team with this playoff performance. They have a lot of weak links that I think Pheonix will really be able to take advantage of. They start a player who plays 6 minutes a game in Kristen Bell, who's just really weak. She's just not a good WNBA player at all. They bring in Megan Gustafson off the bench, who's playing significant minutes. She's like pretty journeyman, very okay big. Chelsea Gray has really fallen off from her. She was like an all W level player and now has just gotten old, has some injuries. She hurt her ankle last game. She should be fine, but it could swell up on her a bit in the coming days. And she's already really limited mobility-wise, so I think she could have some trouble in this series as well. They're really just a two-headed monster. Asia is just completely insane. And Pheonix is kind of the opposite of that. They came into the season looking like they were going to be very shallow, but have found some bench players who really have worked. But they have three legit all-star players in Kalia Copper, Alyssa Thomas, and Satu Sabali. Duana Bonner's a decent bench scorer. Then they have a lot of also okay bodies, but those bodies I would say are kind of clearly better than Vegas's depth. I think Pheonix matches up really well. They have a ton of size. I think that they might switch the pick and roll on Asia more than, Indy was able to because of that size. They have a lot of players who I think will be able to at least match up with Asia. I don't think anyone really gives her trouble. I have a huge Pheonix future. Mm-hmm. I feel pretty good about it. I'm not going to bet on a side in this series, but if I did, I would definitely be betting on Pheonix.
All right, let's talk through then and just kind of comb through. There's a couple fun markets here on FanDuel, like series top point scorer, series most total assists, most rebounds, most threes made. Aja Wilson's like minus 1,000 as the top point scorer. If you like Pheonix in this matchup, I know you said that they're a lot more spread out while this Aces team is kind of like basically Aja getting the ball and scoring a ton of points. Do you think that there's anyone you'd like at maybe taking a dart throw on Pheonix, like Satu Sabali at 11-1, Kalia Copper at 19-1, Alyssa Thomas 27-1 to be the top point scorer, or is it just too tough for those girls to win?
Yeah, unfortunately, I would honestly characterize the point scorer and assist market as not fun, because those can be fun when it's like a pretty spread out market. Mm-hmm. Like rebounds and threes, I think is a really interesting market for this series, but Asia's just going to be the top point scorer. Like I don't really see, unless she gets hurt, a path that it's not her. And Alyssa Thomas will be the top assist player in the series as well. It would be very surprising, unless, maybe after game one, if Pheonix is double teaming Asia on absolutely every touch, then you would maybe want to look at Jackie Young and if Vegas is just not letting Alyssa Thomas pass. That one even seems less likely, but both of them, I think, are pretty much chalked to lead. Top threes is an interesting market to me. I haven't looked too much. I think Whitcomb at plus 410. I think she's a super important player for them. And if the series gets close, I think she's going to have even more and more minutes, because without her on, the spacing for Phoenix really can get tight. And I just think Akoa Makani is a player who they could really cut down the minutes if Phoenix is struggling. I think the two-woman game between Alyssa Thomas and Sammy Whitcomb really opens up Phoenix's offense. So I think Whitcomb at plus 410 stands out. And I think Jewel Lloyd plus 750. She's still getting plenty of minutes. She didn't get up that many threes last series, but plus 750 definitely is an interesting look for me there.
Yeah, it's that the threes market is a fun one where it's just need someone to just get a little bit hot, land a couple, and you're looking good for that. So Sammy Whitcomb plus 410 at FanDuel, Jewel Lloyd plus 750 at FanDuel as well. Flip over and talk finals MVP. Is it basically just Aja or Alyssa Thomas if either Phoenix or the Aces win, or could you see a path for anyone else at all?
I think you could see a path on Phoenix for specifically Satu.
Okay.
I wouldn't bet it at 11-1.
Yeah.
That's like 20% equity. I don't think it's quite that for Satu. But the thing is, Alyssa Thomas is a spectacular player, but it's possible she averages like 11 points, 12 points this series. I think her game one line is like 16.5, but she's not a huge scorer. So if Satu just, has an 7-8 point gap in points per game, you could see her winning. I don't think it would be a bet. And, if Asia gets hurt, Jackie could win. But I wouldn't want to bet that at 27. Jackie's a really good player, but like you also have to factor in these markets that the tie really is going to go to the star. And Asia and Alyssa Thomas are two of the best players in this league. So unless it's an overwhelming win or an injury, those two are going to win.
Okay. All right. Makes sense there. Quickly, before I let you go here, what are your thoughts on the playoff format for the WNBA where it's first round is 3 games, 5 games, then 7 games? Do you want to see like a couple longer series? Do you think do you like the 7-game finals? Do you feel like the semifinals should be 7 games as well? What are your opinions here on that?
I like the 7-game finals. I actually really like a 5-game. I think first series and second series should be 5 games. I think that in the NBA in a first round matchup when it's like an 8-10 or a 1-8 series, it kind of has no juice when it's a 4 out of 7. Like even if the one seed gets upset in game 1 in a series, it's like they're gonna win. They're not gonna lose a series to a way undermatched team. But 2 out of 3, I think, leans too far into it. You really can't withstand any injury or any shooting variance. So I like 3 out of 5 early in the playoffs. But I think when you get to the finals, absolutely, it's going to be 4 out of 7. So I'm very excited to see that.
All right, awesome stuff. Yeah, it definitely opens up for more parity. Would love to see that in the NBA. A little 5-game first-round series would be a lot of fun. Kirk, appreciate you coming on. Yeah, we'll chat soon. You can follow Kirk on Twitter at KirkEvans0. And, I'll see you on Monday.
Absolutely.